Hello, everyone. Could anyone please confirm if they see or hear me? Because I don't see myself on my preview, which is absurd. I can hear you, but not see you. We can't see you. That makes sense. I don't know why you can't see me. Let's see. Still can't see me. Hello, everyone. Okay, let's see here what's going on. Only audio, Alt F4, and then try. Try adding camera source. Okay, no, I think it's me problem, not you camera, blah, 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 blah. Because normally when I do start the stream and I add myself to the stream, I'm able to see myself immediately. Lovely. Okay. Uh, oh, I think I get it now. Um, okay. Do you see me now? I think you do. I think you see me now. I just had to basically just remove my overlay because there was an overlay. Okay, perfect. All right. Yes, we can see you. Yes, yes. Anyone here who wants to? Oh, wow. You guys are looking for people. Perfect. Lovely. Awesome that you can see me. Hello, everyone. I am Shreyasi. If you were wondering what just happened, basically there was an overlay on the screen that I had to remove in order for you to see me, which you do now. Now let's figure out how to remove this banner, and it's gone. All right, how is everyone today? Tell me how are you doing? Where are you? Tell me your name. Tell me where are you? Tell me what time it is for you, and tell me how you're feeling. Tell me all of those details while I set up my presentation today. Okay, that is good. I will be putting that into a different tab. Present, present. Beautiful. Let's see. I missed machine learning data track part 1. Yeah, you can definitely see the recording. It's afternoon in India. Are you from India? Wait, let me see if I'm reading everything. I don't want to miss anything. But now we have Tetris. No, this is not Tetris. This is definitely the background probably, but I am going to be talking about data demystified. I'll talk a bit about the workshop, but first I gotta know how is everyone's doing. Are you from India? Yes, I am originally from India. I've been living in Canada for about 5 years now. But I am. My entire family and everyone lives in India. It's afternoon in India. No, she's NRI. Technically, yeah. It's 1 p.m. here. In India, it should be about 3:34 p.m. I'm guessing 3:35. Absolutely 3:30 here, joining from Morocco. Super excited. Yeah, I'm glad you're excited. I actually made really nice slides. I'm very excited for this. How to make profile like MLH people, that vector in the beginning. Oh, that vector is actually made by our very talented like graphics team. If anyone's wondering, this is guava juice. So they do it, I don't know how they do it. Okay, folks, just give me 1 sec while I go grab my charger real quick, okay? All right, I'm back with the charger. This way, my computer won't die mid-session. Okay, where were we? Hey, hello. I'm studying in Canada right now. Nice, damn, where are you studying? DM me on Discord, I'll send. Oh, okay, that's not for me. Which uni? Yeah, tell me which uni. UBC. Oh, me too. I also go to UBC. That's awesome. Do you go to UBC Okanagan or Vancouver? I go to Okanagan. Did you? Okay, perfect. Lovely. So that's the chats. I seems like everyone's good. You go to Van, I go to Okanagan. Seems like everyone's doing well. Nice vibes in the live stream so far. I like that. Now let me present. Okay, let me present our presentation for today. What's it called here? Because I have two back to back. It's called Global Hack Week. So I'm doing this one right now, and then I'm doing one immediately after that. All right. Double check for me if you can see my slides or not. I want to go to, where were we? I want to go to Canada too, but I'm poor. It's okay, just come. I'm poor too, man. Once you are in Canada, you just get poor eventually. It's so expensive. Nice. What do you study? I study computer science. I'm just in my last month of last year. Okay. All right, folks. I'm not okay. Perfect. You can see it. Lovely. I'm not gonna waste any more of your time, and I'm just going to get into the slides now. We can keep this conversation going, maybe on to the next session that I have after this. But for today's slide, we are going to be talking about data demystified. We're not talking about data demystified. We're talking about data. Do we code along? No, you don't code along. This is a very introduction to data workshop, or it's a webinar. It's technically a webinar. It's like fun facts about data. We're just going to talk about data. And then the one that is after this, yes, you do code along in that one. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about data, right? This is a workshop that I made for people who are not data engineers or data analysts or into data, who have not learned that much about data. Because these days, there's a lot of information about data here and there. We all want to learn about data and everything. But why do we care? The key takeaway of this specific workshop is going to be, why do we care about data so much? Like, why is it that we need to learn about it? Why, what is the significance and everything? Okay. So think of it as like your introduction to data. Does that make sense to everyone? If yes, then give me a yes. Is there any prerequisites? There is no prerequisites. There's nothing that you need to know. There's nothing that you need to code along. There's nothing you need to. This is literally just the knowledge part of data. This is for you to actually understand and appreciate data. Does that make sense? Okay, perfect. Lovely. So that's what today is going to be all about for this hour. And then if you're still interested, join me for the next workshop that I have right after this, which is about Git basics. Okay, now data demystified, basics and beyond. I'll do a quick introduction. I am Shreyasi. Hello, everyone. I am a coach at Major League Hacking, and I've been a coach for just over a year now. I will be talking to you, as I said, about data. And if at any point you have any questions, obviously just put them in the chat. I will be checking it every once in a while, just not continuously, because I get distracted and I just get like sidetracked. But yeah, please keep the questions coming if you have any. We need code along. Will we do visualization? No, we will not do visualization. This is just an introduction. But if you want to do off topic, how did you get to Canada? I will How did you get to? I actually took a plane, but that was lame. I just came here to do university. Okay, so I hope that clears up kind of the sets up the stage for the workshop, manages your expectations. There's not going to be anything crazy, just introduction. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And now we'll move on to the next slide here. So what is data, right? As I asked before, like, why is it that we care about data? And why is it the most expensive asset in the world, right? Because it's everywhere, right? It's everywhere. It's in songs that you listen to, it's in the photos that you look at, it's in emojis, it's in GPS, it's in video games, online reviews, satellite images, environmental monitoring, and banks, right? Data is like everywhere. It's like raw and unprocessed, like a coal. But when you process it, it gives you so much insight, it gives you so much information. um and it's just it's amazing, like how much a set of data can do tell you. Why is data so important, right? Why is it so important? Why do we care about it? Because we rely on it. It makes our life easier. And it's really important to companies, researchers, governments, organizations. How do we rely on it? We rely on it. Can if someone's interested, please feel free to use the chat to put some ways that you think how we rely on data. Like, what do you think we like really need data for, right? I think that we needed to know things. We needed to get somewhere. Let's say if I want food, how do I get food, right? I go on Google, I'm like, food near me, and then it shows up a list for me that lists all the restaurants in my neighborhood that I might be interested in going. And this result is different for different people, right? Some people might be interested in eating Thai food, so maybe they are frequent like Googlers of Thai food, so they'll get Thai food results versus someone who likes Indian. That's how we rely on it. It makes our life easier. Imagine if you went on Google and Googled food, and instead of restaurants, it started showing up grocery stores. Yes, there's food at grocery stores, but that's not what I want. I don't want to cook. That's lame. I want to buy food and I want to eat it, right? Companies and governments use it. Companies and governments, how do companies and governments use it? If anyone wants to put in the chat. Also, like, this is a conversational workshop, so feel free to put anything in chat. I mean, don't put anything, please put decent things, but put anything you think is important, right? Companies, researchers, governments use it. We all know all the horror stories about companies using our data, the classic Facebook. But if you think about it, imagine a world where companies were not using our data a little bit ethically. We would not, like, if we went on Netflix and Netflix didn't have our data, it will show us some like really lame shows that we don't really even care about. But since it has our data, it shows us not workshops. It shows us movies and TV shows that we might be interested in, and most times it's actually correct. So that is why data is important. Okay, now let me just go through the chat real quick. Just a random question: how do you start being a coach for MLH? I started being a coach because someone from MLH reached out to me and asked me if I would be interested in being a coach. And I said, hell yeah, that's like my dream job. So I applied. But before that, I was really involved in the hackathon world. I used to organize workshops and I hosted like 4 hackathons. So yeah, that's a quick answer. What exam did you give? What major? And how was the process? Wow, that's a very long conversation, but in very short, I took the IELTS exam, so IELTS exam. I am in computer science major, and the process was pretty long and hectic, but it is very worth it because I absolutely love living in Canada and I just love going to school here. You have to fill a form. They're not hiring. Hiring, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna. Oh, how can you become? I don't think you can become a couch. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a man in there's someone that's trending on the internet for becoming a dog, so I think maybe you can become a couch too. But yeah, there's a form that you can fill. That's correct. Analytics, yeah, it's used for analytics. We make decisions based on data for future prediction. 100%, yes, for future prediction all the time. Easy access to information, decision making. Data makes it easier to visualize and understand anything. 1,000%. I love these answers. Video lag? No, that wasn't a video lag. I was just moving my computer. I was looking for the AZ remote. Analysis of current or past experiences. 1,000%. Oh, there's a video lag actually. Oh, my bad. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, but let me know if you want me to repeat something. Oh, okay. Where was it? Sometimes, like how good in terms of pretty good, is that an answer to the question I asked? I'm confused. How good in terms of pretty good ratings? Okay. Recommendations that you need, 1,000%. Super important for recommendation. MLH committee members and hello, Tintin. Data is necessary to make sense of anything. Oh wow, these are so many. All right, companies, yes, I agree. Data gives us a sense of nostalgic, and so data is bad. Why? Why would you say that? Data generation and automation. Okay, perfect. If I continue going on, I will stay here forever. So let me just move on. Okay. Now next part of our slide, data collection. All right, so we know that there's a lot of data, right? We all know there's a bunch of data in the world, and how much exactly is something I will go over soon. I have the exact number, but yeah, that's correct. So there's a lot of data, but there's some source that it might be coming from, right? Like if you walk into a room and you see a bunch of uh, chocolates, let's say, like a room full of chocolates, your first instinct would obviously be like, wow, so much chocolate. I am the luckiest person in the world today. But the second thing that you would think about would be, where the hell did it come from, right? Like, where did the data come from? So data collection is the name of the process where we collect the data, which is how you get to know how much data, like how to collect data, right? And it's in different forms. It could be as simple as a basic interaction, like clicking a link, or it could be something large scale, like filling a form, or filling a survey, or like signing up for a service. Okay, so that's kind of how data is collected. You probably will not even know when your data is being collected, and that's really bad. um, but well, what can we do? 2023, yay! But anyway, so that data can be collected however, whenever. It's like when you fill out a feedback form, right? And company asks you, how do you like their product, and how would you rate it on like a scale of 1 to 10, and all that stuff. You're giving them data, right? So that's one way. It's like when you actually give it to them. Another way would be Google tracking, keeping your information, or Netflix keeping your information, just keeping a track of what all websites you like, what all things you like, what all clothes you're buying, what all Amazon products you're buying, and it will combine all of that, and it will keep it somewhere, and it will use that to think, okay, so person, let's say Shub likes to buy a lot of protein powder. So Amazon knows that Shub likes protein powder. So Google might give him, or so Google might give them an ad of protein powders. right? Or like protein powder offers. So that's another way. Data can also be harvested through automated processes like web scraping, where software extracts information from websites, making it, yes. So if you're not aware of the concept of scraping, what happens in web scraping, it's like a little like tiny spider that sits in the browser, and its complete job, I actually want to show you a web scraper because it's really cool. I should have included that into my slide, but I didn't. And I want to like give you like a little bit of an idea of what it's like. But anyway, so what is a web scraper? It just sits on the browser, and very slowly it goes through all the different websites on the internet. We did web scraping yesterday in we session. Oh, that's nice. That's good to know. I didn't know that. But for anyone who wasn't there, it just goes through little like websites. It collects data, it keeps them, and it just stores them. That's its literal job. Okay, so let's see if I can find something about a web scraper. Oh, I like this one. This is a cute one. I'm just gonna show you like Google images here. How can I show it to you? Actually, I'm confused. If I share one more thing, I'm afraid it might present, stop, present, share screen, web scraper, share. Okay, I hope you can see this. No, you cannot because I haven't added it. Okay, so this is just like a quick Google search on web scrapers. It just goes through websites, pages, and unstructured data, and it goes through all the data and it scrapes it. Like, you know how when you scrape something from the bottom of the pan when you're cooking, it like literally scrapes it. It puts it in it organizes it, and then it stores it in different types of files, and then it uses it later. Okay, so that's a quick little thing about web scrapers. Now let's go back to our presentation. Share. Okay, so that's a web scraper. That's what it does. Okay, it's really cool. All right, this is my favorite part. I'm going to talk about the fun facts of data. Let me share. All right. So when I said how much data there is in the world, there is 2.5 quintillion bytes of data. I don't even know how many zeros that is, by the way. Like, that's a lot of zeros. Let me just quickly go through the chat before I go ahead of myself. We make decisions based on data every day. I agree. For future prediction, easy access to information. I already went through that. All right. Data generation and automation. What are the difference between database management systems and database things? Database management system and database is kind of like a warehouse versus a warehouse manager, right? I hope that analogy makes sense. So a warehouse is where all the stuff is. It's where all the creams, all the protein powders, all the chocolates, all the vegetables are. And database management system would be a manager or a team of managers. So while the database stores the information, we can use the database management system to manage the data, to add more data, to remove more data, to see patterns in data, okay, to keep track of anything, to add permissions, to see what the data types are. So all of that informational stuff is done by a database management system. You manage it by using a database management system. It's DBMS and RDBMS. Sure, okay, DBMS, yes, that's correct. Answer the question. I mean, how would you tell if something, how I meant to say, how would you tell how good something is if you didn't rate it, and rating is data? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Insurance companies also use data of our smartwatches. I've heard that, but I don't know how true it is because I haven't looked into it. But yeah, I have definitely heard about it. Is web scraper data generators? No, web scrapers don't generate data necessarily. They kind of just collect and organize what's there already. Hello, Saswat. Hello there. Industries. What are industry tools that are used for data collection? Um, Industry tools for data collection, as in like what they use to collect data. Um, like what specific companies use to collect their data? Is that what you're asking? DBMS provides a technique for modification. Yeah, that's correct. Thanks, Shope, for answering. Okay, cool. Now I'll go back to the slides. So there's 2.5 quintillion bytes of data in the world. That's a lot, okay? 90% of which was generated in the last 2 years. Yeah, let that sink in. Like, I was shocked when I read that. I was like, wow. So we generate 90% of the data in the last 2 years. And does anyone want to guess the reason why? Why there was so much data in the last 2 years? Take a second to answer it. If not, I will answer it. Beautiful soup, recovery of data, too troublesome and expensive. Oh, sorry, I'm going in the opposite order. Yeah, Amazon can promote creatine with protein. It loves to do that. Which DB matches functional, unfunctional use cases? Where is it? How do we know which DBMS best matches functional and unfunctional use cases and operation scenarios for a project app? See, that's a standard rule of thumb in software engineering is you're just gonna have to try a bunch of different databases to see which one matches for your specific user case. Recovery of data is too troublesome and expensive. Yeah, that's why there's 1,000 ways of backing up data. Yes, okay, yeah. So there's no, I don't know about any tools, but there's different ways of collecting data. It's like people collect transactional information, they do focus groups to collect information, they observe, they track their online like movement, like what are people doing. Yeah, that's how data is collected online. After lockdown, COVID, IT boom, we were online. Yes, that is correct. What are the common tools that are used to? Yes, so automate data collection, web scrapers, big one. Some more sophisticated and beautiful soup. I'm actually not sure about that. If anyone wants to answer this question, please take it. But like specifically what's used, I'm not sure. But like in general, I know what's used and like the things that I just said. Yeah, sorry I couldn't help you. Web3, lockdown, COVID, street food videos. Yeah, that is all correct. I'm starting to think. Okay, all right, thanks. Yeah, of course, no worries. All right. Cool. I hope that answers. So I'm guessing you probably went over all the fun facts already. There's 90% data in the world has been during the last 2 years. Netflix saved 1 billion in revenue because of how much data they collected. What I just said about Netflix, they collected all that data and they knew what people watch, right? And that's what they pushed to their algorithm. And that way, people were watching things they liked. It's like if someone knew, let's say you go to a family function and your relative knows you like chicken butter masala, right? And they also know that you don't like paneer tikka. I don't think anyone hates paneer tikka, but just an example. So if they know that you like paneer tikka, hate paneer tikka, they would not make it. And if they made it, you would not eat it. So that was a waste, right? So since they know that you like chicken butter masala, they will make you chicken butter masala, and that way you'll eat their food. That's exactly what Netflix did. Um, okay, so that was a fun fact about data. Netflix saved $1 billion in that. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, especially in 2016. Next, moving on, data sources. Now, this will answer some of the questions y'all were asking, like where is data coming from? So, number one, when you interact with your smartphone. Now, if anyone wants to again use the chat, butter chicken plus one. Yes, sorry. If anyone wants to use the chat to tell me how all of this stuff is happening, please feel free. But I will go over it myself. So when you interact with your smartphone, right? Any vegan options? Yeah, vegan options. I really like. Oh my god, there's so many vegan things I like because I am Indian, and my diet is like primarily vegetarian. And there's an insane amount of vegan options in that. Like I didn't know until I researched about it until like I was older that how much vegan food there is. Like one of my favorite is like just a spinach and like capsicum stir fry. It's so good with some rice, the best. Smartphone. So when you go on your smartphone and you go to, let's say, Instagram a lot, right? If you go to Instagram a lot and you don't go to Facebook a lot, in your phone knows that your phone literally even knows when you're gonna be checking an app. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I have. It's like around evening time, that's when I go on my phone, just like to check all the messages and stuff. All my notifications start like from the games and the apps I have on my phone, they start popping up around the evening time because they know that that's when I will go on my phone. That's crazy. Browsing the web. You all know how browsing the web works. I think I talked enough about it. Tracking your fitness. I think someone mentioned about insurance companies here. So, tracking your fitness, they will track your fitness. And if they see that, um, that you have a cold or like something, if they see that you're not walking around a lot and you're like Googling cold remedies, they will show you an ad of NyQuil. Zomato is too smart. Exactly what I'm talking about. They will literally give you a notification when you're the most hungry. I don't know how they know. Anyway, they track your fitness. They see if you're googling like headache symptoms or anxiety symptoms. Like if someone like try like today like going and googling like anxiety like 10 times, you will see ads of BetterHelp and all of those like online therapy counseling kind of stuff a lot. So that's how they know. Internet of Things, smart appliances, wearables, even vehicles. So, like a smart fridge or a smart, we gotta go, loved your session, we'll surely continue the recording. Of course, yeah. Bye bye. Smart appliances, watches, even smart sunglasses, all of that is being stored and it's being used. Now, when we talk about it like this, right? When we talk about it like, oh my God, all my data is being stored and all my data is being taken, it sounds negative, right? There's a very negative connotation to it, but that's not why we started doing it, right? The reason we started doing it because we wanted to be better providers, provide better service providers. We wanted to give our customers a better experience, but people misused that, and this is why we are here. So we need to remember both sides of the scale when we are thinking about data, right? And like all of this data saving and everything, it's not always necessarily to like harm us, but some people do harm us. Okay, big data. All right, so in this presentation, I also wanted to touch upon like a couple of things in the data world that everyone has heard about, but there's not enough information. So I'm just gonna give you a brief of big data and one more thing after this, so that you know next time when someone says it. Let me just quickly read the chat first, though. Data is the new oil. That's 100% right. Yep, data is proportional to money, 1,000%. I already went through those. It's all a matrix. Silly question, but is this all related to cookies? Somewhat, yes. Cookies are like cash. So like cookies or like cookie crumbs, they save like little amounts of data from like recent history. Yes, but it is also a way of storing your information to give you better suggestions. It's not a silly question, by the way. It's totally legit. Feels like they're stalking. It does feel like it. Will we cover? No, we will not. No, this is just about data, general. Cash. 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 What is cash? Cash is like, it's like a small drawer in your desk, right? So, you know, when you're studying on your table and you have like a small drawer on your desk and you keep all your essential stuff there, like your stapler, your pencil, maybe a candy bar. So it's like little things that you know you will need later, but it's like a small subset of the things. You don't put your freaking fridge in your drawer, right? Because you know that you're not going to be able to fit it, and this is the enough like amount of stuff that you need for just like an hour or like 2 days. So cache is kind of like that. Cache literally just like stores your login information. Sorry, not login information. Cache just stores like small amounts of data that you will request again and again. Let's say you go to like Amazon.com a lot. So instead of literally asking the remote server to take you to Amazon.com, the cache will just store it somewhere close to you. And next time you ask for Amazon.com, it will immediately take you there, right? It won't like have to make a long like travel to go get it from a faraway server. So that's kind of like cache. Hopefully that makes sense. Cookies help you stay logged in. Yes, that's correct. They store your, I think they store credit cards as well. I'm not too sure, but cookies store your login information, all your emails and whatnot. It stores HTML, CSS. I mean, not directly, but it definitely uses HTML and CSS to store your information. What's a reliable reference sources to get? Yeah, Kaggle is the best. I think one of my workshops in like the coming days is literally just going on Kaggle and playing with data. So if you guys want to join that, please do. I will literally just like be going on Kaggle, downloading a random data set, and then playing with it, like doing data visualization stuff. So that's gonna be fun. Can you please share the link for the slides presentation? Thanks. I can. I actually haven't posted it anywhere, but I definitely can do that. Let me make a quick note on that so I don't forget. I can do it like after the session. Share slides. I am taking a note right now. Share slides. Okay, cool. So that was all the chat. Let me go back. So big data. What's big data? Big data is, it's literally data on steroids. It's data that's huge and a lot and very fast, right? So imagine Excel sheet which contains data about a school, right? What students go there, what their roll number is, what their email is, what their parents' names is. But as what big data is, it literally stores information about, let's say, an internet service provider. Let's say it stores a bunch of data for geo service, or like Airtel, or Telus, or Shaw, right? It stores a bunch of information about other big organizations or data stores, and it stores a lot of data, and it stores it very quickly because it's coming at like this speed. Okay, so that's big data in a nutshell. It's a lot of data in a different variety, and it's coming every nanosecond. And it's random, right? It's not like a cute little data set that is already organized. No, it's just information. Let's say Cisco, right? Cisco works with routers and stuff. Those routers, get so much traffic from so many random places. They don't have time to organize it. They just take in the data, store it, and then someone sorts it out later. There's an algorithm to sort it out later and make sense of it. So big data is just a bunch of disorganized, huge amount of data. So that's big data for you in a quick. Okay, this is my favorite. This is my current obsession, you all. I am actually very invested in quantum computers. I'm not even kidding. Um, so, what are quantum computers? They are computers that. Okay, before I go into quantum computers, you know, um, our normal computers that we use, they run on bits. They run on bits, as in every single thing that is on our computers these days is either 0 or 1. It's binary, right? But not in a quantum computer. It doesn't store anything like that. It stores things in qubits. So it stores things in quantum bits, which don't just exist in a 0 or 1 state. They can exist in multiple states. They can exist in, they can literally like exist in the quantum state. A quantum, do you know what a quantum is? A quantum is like the basics of like quantum physics. It's very, very small. It's very small. And quantum computers are so sensitive. They are stored at, I believe, 300 kelvins, which is colder than space. Like they are so sensitive and they are so precise that they have to be stored at temperatures that are colder than the freaking outer space. It's crazy. So they store things in qubits, and they work on a quantum level, which allows them to process a lot of data in a different way. They're not necessarily better than regular computers or any other thing. They're just different. It's like if you take a car to go from one city to another, right? Instead of taking a car, if the cities are connected by water, you'll take a boat. You won't take a car. You won't drive your car on the water. So that's the kind of analogy I like to take for quantum computers. If you want, there's a very cool video by MKBHD on quantum computers that I recommend you watch. But yeah, so that's quantum computers. I recommend you learn more about this today when you're done with this. Now, while we talk about all the lovely, beautiful, amazing things data does, we also need to take some time and talk about how it can be misused, and it can be used as like for privacy invasions, right? Um, so whenever you're using data, or whenever you're visiting websites or doing anything of that sort, please be mindful, right? Please be mindful of when you allow an app to collect data, when you allow a website to store your cookies or cache and all of that stuff, and other times when you don't want it to be saved, right? So you have to be really educated and mindful. You have to educate yourself because we live in a day and age where this is crucial. This is crucial for us to understand that, okay, what am I clicking agree to? What am I saying accept to? Okay? Because this might be misused. It's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Not everyone is running after you to like stalk you or harm you or, you know, like destroy your family. But at the same time, you need to be mindful, okay? That's something we need to know and educate others about. So that is the dark side of data. All right at the 50-minute mark. That was good timing. Okay, now I'm gonna leave this floor open for questions while I go through the chat here. Cache is stored in our browser file storage. I believe so. Let me check where cache is stored. It's stored on your C drive. I didn't know that, apparently. Okay, cool. So yeah, it's technically stored on your computer. I did not know that. See, this is why I love this. I get to talk to you all about data and be a nerd. Browser file storage. Thank you. AI models are example of big data models. Yeah, we could say so. AI models use a lot of data. They use it to identify behaviors, patterns, and trends. So they use big data, and they run it to generate information. So yeah, you could say that. Yeah, as they are trained on data models. Yeah, 100%. Qubits, I believe, are 4 bits. Qubit. Let's see what's a qubit. Actually, I'm not sure. A qubit is a quantum bit, basic unit. I believe it's, yeah, exactly. So it's 4 states. Yeah. So instead of just 0 and 1, qubits exist in 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. Didn't know that. Normal software works in them. Normal software works in them. I'm not sure what that's about. Are quantum computers only used for research? They're quite new. They're not being used as much as we would like them to, but they will be used for research. I know that they are used for no, they're not used only for research. They're used for other things like image generation. I know that a very good application of quantum computers is generation of space images. Right now, the way we generate our space images, our computers are too weak for those. Um, so, like, using quantum computers will help us generate clearer, more nicer pictures. That's definitely one of the use cases. I want to build a quantum computer. Please do. I highly encourage that behavior. I know a lot about mechanics. Yes, watched it. I believe you're talking about the MKBHD video. Yeah. It was with a girl. I forget her name, but she used to be a producer at Vox. YouTube watch. Yeah, that's the link if you all want to check that out. There's a app folder in your, yeah. There's a folder on your, that's for your on your computer. There's a drive where it's cache stored. Yeah, 0 1 1 0 1. Yeah, no, it's 0 0 0 1. Yeah, I mean 0 1 1 0 1 and 0. That looks repetitive. It's 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. But I think that's what you're trying to say. Qubit has 4 states. Yep. Normal software works in quantum computers. I highly doubt that. I don't think. I mean, even if it does, why would you want to do that, right? I don't think you would do that. And I don't think it runs. Quantum computers are like totally different things of their own. Nope. Quantum computers use algorithms for computing anything. Exactly. So they just like kind of process data, I'm guessing. Is that what the vibe is? General vibes? Right now, Google and IBM are using to find. Yep. IBM has been like doing this for a long time now. But Google is also building theirs recently. They built theirs recently. I think it's called the Octopus. How are you trying to excel in quantum computing field? Any recommendations? Yeah. Evo Skull, if you have any recommendations. I think there is no softwares in quantum computer. Yeah, that makes sense. I would imagine that. Okay, so that was the end of my slides, folks. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed my presentation somewhat. I hope you enjoyed my slides. I made them with a lot of love. Yeah, and if you have any questions, please use this chat here. If you don't have any questions, please just now, and you have them later, please use the Discord for asking your questions later. And I'm gonna cut this workshop here like 5 minutes early because I have to prepare for the next one and I need to like breathe a little bit. But yeah, if you're trying to learn about the basics of GitHub, I'm gonna be going over that in like 10-20 minutes. Not 20, sorry, that's too late. In 10 minutes. Okay. I'm glad you liked my session, guys. I really appreciate that. Also, this is like my first time doing a stream. Did you know? This is like my very, very first Global Hack Week solo. Like before this I did one, but like kind of like with other people. This was my first time doing this. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Just a quick last time going through the chat here. Thank you. Love the session. Thank you. Are there any web dev jobs in Canada? Yeah, there's a bunch of jobs here. I mean, right now we're kind of in a recession, but there's jobs. What's the relevance of quantum computers? I really want to answer that, but I am gonna head out. Yes, I'm seeing a lot of thank yous. I'm not Bengali. No, I am Hindu, and I am from Uttar Pradesh. So I am Uttar Pradesh, North Indian. Is that, yeah? What's the relevance of quantum computers in software development? Not directly, but indirectly, I believe just collecting data and then building your software that serves that type of data around it. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad you liked. UP Wale Bhaiya. I'm also from Lucknow. Your English is so good. How did you improve it, guys? Y'all are not letting me go. I need to go and have my tea. I went to um, an English medium school. That's how I did. Okay, I am loving the love, but I'm gonna head out now. I'll see you all in the next workshop in like 10 minutes. So be there. Bye bye. Thank you for joining.